In the Dirt with Robert and Charlie Dalton. Brought to you by
What's up, race fans? Welcome to In the Dirt. My special guest today, the 51 of Jimmy Cooper.
Good to be here.
Thank you for being here. So you got a very, very interesting ride here. It looks almost rustic.
Yes.
What made you go with this kind of design for this season?
I kind of had something very similar last year, and so I wanted to stay with it. My grandmother's a huge fan of it, so I kind of couldn't disappoint Grandma, you know. But I think it looks really, really trick doing this. And then the one hidden secret behind it, it already looks rustic and dirty. So if you don't wash it, no one really knows.
All right. Oh, hey, you know, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
How'd you get into racing?
So I've always been a huge NASCAR racing fan. Watched NASCAR growing up. Me, my mom, dad had our favorites. I was a big Jeff Gordon fan. Mom was Tony Stewart, dad was Newman. I didn't really know you could get into racing unless you were a big name like Andretti or had some serious money behind you. Then Tanner Foster got into it. He even raced some karts and stuff. And then I met Garrett Estrie, Ken and Les's grandson and son, and they kind of just got me into it. My first big time show was the 15 Show Me 100, and ever since seeing that show when Bobby Pierce won the last chance and then with 10 to go was leading, that just sold it for me. I had to get my own car, and then here I am.
That was a good race, I'll admit that. Your number is 51. How'd you come up with that? Did you just throw a dart at a bunch of numbers, or is there a meaning behind it?
There's a meaning behind it. Tanner took 15, so I know I couldn't be 15. So I knew if I switched it, I'd still kind of have my 1-5. It's kind of my number throughout high school baseball and that kind of stuff. I knew if I switched it, it'd be good. Plus Garrett Estrie and the Estries were a big 5. They had 5 or 55 or 5G. So I wanted to have a 5 in there for sure because they've been really helpful throughout my career. And then obviously Days of Thunder, favorite movie, so 51.
Yeah, the mellow yellow car?
Yep.
Yes, sir. So since you've been racing, out of all the years you've been racing, what is your most memorable moment?
Memorable moment had to have came last year. It's kind of probably say a tie between two of them. I really enjoyed the race with Ferreira whenever we both crossed the line, you know, within a couple tenths of each other.
Yep.
That was a good time. And then as well as making it into the Turkey Bowl last year with the last lap pass on Jerry Brown. That was another one that he kind of gives me some crap for. But those were moments where I was like, okay, I have to go and go fast, really.
Yeah, those were some good moments. I remember those races very well. Very good racing. The last thing I got for you is there something you have to do every single race day, whether it's eat a certain meal or, you know, is there a routine you have to do every race day?
I actually don't have one.
You don't have
I don't have one. Not saying I fly by the seat of my pants, but I kind of have just get in the car ready, get in the truck, drive it here, unload it, turn it around. You know, I guess you could say that's my routine. I say something I have to do each week to make it here. But overall, for a race day thing, I don't have have a certain food I got to eat or anything like that. It's just pretty standard run-of-the-mill stuff for me.
All right. Was there anybody you want to thank today?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Amsoil, Billiard Towing and Record and Auto Salvage Service, Total Steel Piston Rings, my mom, dad, grandmother, and my fiance Haley. They've been huge supporters in the car.
Well, I appreciate you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 51 of Jimmy Cooper.